c'est que ça, du coup, faudra que je le reprenne pour la prochaine fois. Parce qu'encore une fois, leur système pour récupérer la progression d'Hitman 2 est complètement pété, j'ai pas réussi à le faire ce soir. Donc je vais devoir le faire pour la prochaine fois, mais la progression que je vais avoir là sur Hitman 3, elle va être totalement réinitialisée. Donc bon, c'est sympa. Allez, ça on passe tout, on verra. Mais c'est pas grave, c'est le plaisir de la découverte. On est là encore pendant un petit moment, c'est cool. En tout cas, le jeu est beau. Il est pas à fond au niveau des paramètres graphiques chez moi, mais il reste quand même assez beau. Il est fluide, c'est surtout ça qui m'importe. Bon, ouais, c'est cool. Et ça fait du bien de jouer à Hitman, un bon jeu d'infiltration.
Well, we're not the ones who let him escape.
You still don't trust her.
I don't like executive decision makers. Look, you don't have to follow her, you know? Soon, this will be over. Maybe it's time to think about the future. You have to face the possibility that there's no going back. If the ICA knows what you did,
she'll make it right. She always does.
We have a fix on Carlisle. Come on. We've got a plane to catch.
Très bien.
I hope you like the rain, 47.
Où c'est qu'ils vont nous envoyer cette fois?
Miss Burnwood. How did you... I have everyone's number. You really ought to know by now.
You planned this? All of it?
Don't be silly. I just played the hand I was dealt.
We'll find you.
You had me. Where'd that get you?
We handed you an empire.
It's for the best. The partners were complacent, set in their ways. But power is more than just security. Providence can be an agent of change.
Évidemment, les cinématiques de Hitman, mais bon.
Or you will, soon enough.
Donc parfait, on va continuer. On va continuer l'histoire, on est là pour ça. J'ai les os qui craquent, je me fais vieux, dis donc.
She came home.
Carlisle's lost an empire. Fall hard enough. You tend to be reminded of what truly matters. So, the end of the line. You ready for this?
Are you? Who will you be, without a score to settle?
I guess the world's most wanted fugitive will have to do.
Alors, la victime...
Alexa Carlisle is dead. According to the funeral invitation, that is. So naturally, it caused quite a stir when the late matriarch turned up at the breakfast table, alive and kicking. Carlisle, wisely sensing that her number is up, has emerged from exile to tie up loose ends and secure the Carlisle legacy. She may be a monster, but you have to admire her due diligence. Carlisle descends from an ancient line of warrior aristocrats. Her great-grandfather made a killing in the Second Opium War and established an empire in shipping, railroads, and newspaper publishing. While largely unknown to the public, the family still asserts its quiet dominance over global transport and logistics, media, and technology. Most senior of the partners, Alexa Carlisle, is cold as ice, tough as nails, and sharp as a razor. Incidentally, it was her late father who first brought the three families together after the end of World War II at this very house, meaning that this gentleman is the birthplace of Providence.
It began here, and it ends here.
C'est beau.
Talk about poetic.
C'est beau, c'est beau.
One more thing. According to our intel, Carlyle keeps a case file on the Constant. Information that may be helpful in his recapture. So don't leave the estate without it.
Right. Happy hunting, 47. See you on the other
Eh
side.
bien allez, on est de retour en chasse. C'est parti. En tout cas, le jeu pète la classe, hein. J'adore. Personnellement, j'adore. N'hésitez pas à me dire ce que vous en pensez sur le chat, hein, les copains. Ça fait toujours plaisir de pouvoir échanger avec vous. Surtout que là, pour une fois, c'est un jeu qui permet de mettre sur pause, de pouvoir répondre aux messages, etc. Quand je suis sur du Rocket League ou sur du Call of, c'est un peu plus compliqué. Mais là, on peut prendre le temps, on peut discuter entre nous. C'est trop bien.
Thornbridge Manor. The Carlyle family's home for countless generations. The Revenant Alexa Carlyle and her 3 adult children, younger brother Zachary, grandson and daughter-in-law, are all gathered to conduct Carlyle's sham funeral. Curiously, Carlyle summoned a famous London PI soon after arriving this morning, but his purpose at Thornbridge is yet unclear. Now, the target knows that you're coming, and her guard detail is top-notch.
Évidemment que la sécurité.
So
elle a été
Mr. Gray
renforcée,
will
c'est
secure
pas
their
drôle.
nearby field HQ and intercept all calls going in and out of the estate. Any appeal for backup is going to fall on very deaf ears. Good luck, gentlemen.
Ok. Ah ben on est parti. Donc j'ai un objectif secondaire, c'est cool. On va voir si je peux le mener à bien aussi, hein, en même temps que ma mission. En tout cas, ça pète la classe. Ah.
Phineas Whitmer, private investigator. I have an appointment with Madame Carlyle. Please wait.
Mr. Whitmer is here to see Madame Carlyle.
You can go
Bon,
right.
il me voit pas.
That is Phineas Whitmer, the famous private investigator hired by Madame Carlyle this morning. I'm curious why he's here. Maybe you should do some detecting yourself, 47. A famous
oui,
private
on va la
investigator
suivre,
summoned
cette
by
intrigue, les
Alexa
intrigues, c'est toujours
Carlyle
bien.
has arrived at...
Alors, est-ce que je peux franchir? Oui. Sauf que maintenant, il faut que je fasse gaffe, je suis en zone hostile. Donc là, comme je vois plein de buissons, eh ben, je vais y aller. Ça, je peux me planquer. Jeu d'infiltration, tout ça, faut être planqué. Donc là, j'ai mon point suivant pour passer. Bon, en tout cas, je sais pas vous, mais moi je passe un bon moment sur ce live, sur Hitman 3, c'est cool.
Mr. Whitmer, thank God you're here. Can I take you to Madame Carlyle?
Please do.
If you follow me.
Alors, est-ce que ça, je peux me planquer dedans? Non, évidemment.
I'm so relieved you're here. Everything's just so strange. Preparing for Madame's funeral and then she turns up alive. But then the awful business with her brother Zachary. And all this security. I've never seen a place guarded like this and I dare say I don't like it at all.
Bon, lui il va là-bas, mais c'est pas ouf quoi. Alors, je vais peut-être faire une sauvegarde avant de faire n'importe quoi. Ça peut être cool.
Oh, by the way, I told Kate about this text.
What did she say?
Well, I thought she'd be mad at me, but she just thanked me that she understood the position I was in. We had a really good talk about it, actually.
Oh, what did I tell you? She's a sensible woman. So I just need to check.
That's a bit excessive, I think. Considering the fact that I was spotted no less than 2
I
routes
guess I
to get
thought she
inside
was
the
gonna
house
read into them and
unseen.
freak out.
We know what we're doing,
Say I
sir.
was
Don't
the
worry
one
about that.
to provoke her.
Shit. Caroline really did a number on you.
Allez hop, on s'infiltre. Toujours en zone hostile donc. Là, faut que je fasse un petit peu gaffe à moi. J'aime pas ça, il vient vers moi là. Il vient complètement vers moi. Ok. Non, 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 non. On fait pas ça, on fait pas n'importe quoi. Curieux de voir où cette intrigue va me mener, mais là pour le moment j'aurais bien besoin d'un déguisement.
Mr. Whitman, thank you for coming on such short notice. A great tragedy has fallen upon us, and I need a quick resolution, handled with absolute discretion.
I have yet to see a mystery I haven't solved. And I don't give a toss about my fame, if that's what you're worried about. My lips are sealed.
Very well. I suppose you will want to start at the crime scene.
You assume too much, Madam Carlyle. The crime scene, if such exists, is never where I begin.
Do as you wish. However, I expect a result in a timely fashion. Fernsby will take over from here.
I'm Mr. Fernsby, the butler. I will try to assist you as best I can.
Ouais, mais très bien, donc maintenant je suis censé faire quoi là?
Where's the family? I like to prime the suspects a bit.
Madam Carlyle's family members are all on this floor. Maybe start in the sitting room. If you'll follow me, this way. Priming, you say? That sounds interesting.
It's like planting seeds that will grow into actions or words.
I see. Do you wish to plant any such seeds?
Why waste
Before I leave you to it.
I already have. And fruit they bear. You are bold, not easily faced, self-controlled and always a step ahead. All qualities a murderer
Que j'ai des pièces. Yes,
would
parfait.
benefit from. Wouldn't you say?
I wouldn't know, I'm afraid. If that is all, sir, please do come and find me.
Alors, est-ce que si je fais ça...
Just one question. Is that burnt leather I can smell on you? Unusual for a butler to burn leather. Someone there? Just one question. Is that burnt...
Comment ça, connexion serveur Hitman?
Unusual for a butler.
Why is that happening?
I don't know.
Ouais, non.
Seeds. Mr. Ferns.
C'est pas ça qu'il fallait faire.
Seeds.
Oh là là, comment je vais faire pour me déguiser comme le Gugu? Ah ouais, non, puis il y a un garde là, en plus qui arrive. Qu'est-ce qu'il fait?
Feel the hair on my neck stand.
You have a way with words, Stan.
Donc là, logiquement, je devrais pouvoir passer. On va faire une sauvegarde parce que ça me paraît pas clair du tout là de la manière de la manière dont je dois opérer. Parce que je le vois, il est là-bas. Il se barre, il se barre.
Just wait a few days. I'm sure it'll sort itself out.
J'ai moyen d'attirer par ici si je fais ça.
Why waste away in front of the books when he can play like that? That music makes my heart soar.
You and me both.
Hey, excuse me. Can I help you?
What's a Mary?
Non, je me fais repérer évidemment. Donc on est presque bon, mais pas tant que ça. Presque. Comment je suis censé me déguiser comme le Gugu? Il paraît que j'ai un accès au balcon, mais là ça va être compliqué. Attends. On va pas s'emmerder là-dessus. Quand tu veux, hein. Alors de mémoire, je crois que je peux prendre les déguisements même quand ils sont planqués, eux. Alors si je fais ça. Voilà, déjà là ça passe mieux. Ah bah, ici j'ai moyen de le... Non. Non, non, non. Oh là là là, ça va pas être simple. Ah, j'ai une idée, mais il faut que j'agisse vite. Mais c'est ça qui est bien avec Hitman, c'est que tu peux réessayer, tu peux expérimenter. Alors, par contre, si tu pouvais mettre moins de 2 semaines à venir étendre ce foutu aspirateur, ce serait cool. Voilà. Dans le doute. Voilà. Alors, on va passer directement par ici.
You always led by example rather than by words and meaningless gestures.
Alors, il va débarquer de là-bas.
Spontaneous caress, but a different habit of me. Right. I clearly remember when I was 5. I climbed a tree and could not make my way down. Instead, he called out for help.
Très bien. Là, normalement, je l'ai.
And when he saw me, he climbed the tree. I was relieved that help had finally arrived. Went down immediately and said, when a grown-up
Parfait.
can do it, so can you.
On récupère le déguisement.
If you're dressed like a Detective 47, you might as well act the detective. I suggest you go talk to the butler.
Je récupère ma pièce, hein, au cas où ça peut servir. Alors, maintenant que je suis déguisé, je vais faire une sauvegarde parce que ça fut pas facile de récupérer son déguisement à lui. Alors. Donc là, le truc cool, c'est que je peux me balader un petit peu n'importe où.
Mr. Whitmer, are you ready to inspect the crime scene now?
I am.
Very well. If you'll follow me, sir.
Eh ben allez, on va suivre le bonhomme. Hein. Donc, pour l'instant, ça se passe pas trop mal. Bon, je galère toujours un petit peu au début, mais ça...
I feel obliged to point out
c'est normal.
that current affairs surrounding Madame Carlyle are of a delicate nature. You may be familiar with the recent announcement of her death. You will probably learn that a staged funeral is scheduled to take place tomorrow. Madame's children were not informed until this morning that their mother was in fact not dead at all. So please bear with them if they seem affected by the rather unusual situation. I trust I do not need to remind you that there will be consequences if word gets out that Madame Carlyle is still alive.
I'll consider her dead when I leave.
Before you inspect the crime scene, I will tell you this. The case concerns the death of Mr. Zachary, Madame Carlyle's younger brother. He was found dead in his bed this morning. The door was locked from the inside, and a suicide letter was found in his room. However, Madame Carlyle suspects foul play and will not accept that he took his own life. I've prepared some information for you So please do come and see me when you've finished your investigation of the crime scene. This is Mr. Zachary's room. To my right.
A locked room murder mystery, 47. I trust you'll get to the bottom of this. Why don't you use your camera to scan the dead body, 47?
Ah, donc le téléphone il sert à ça aussi.
Throat markings indicate a rare, short-lived plant poison killed him. Spread shows time of death at around 10 o'clock last night.
You do know your poisons, 47. Zachary's suicide note. Also, a sample of handwriting.
Mm-hmm.
It could be relevant to compare to other samples to establish its authenticity. Zachary was shopping for new Wellingtons last night. Not exactly what you would expect from someone suicidal.
Donc c'est bien, maintenant, au lieu d'assassiner des gens, je me mets à résoudre des meurtres. Voyons, voyons, qu'est-ce que je pourrais trouver d'autre? Ouais. Ça va encore être un truc où je vais galérer pendant 20 ans, ça va me gonfler ça aussi. Donc alors attends. Attends, c'est des cigares, donc on s'en fout. Franchir, non. Casser des trucs, non, pas tout de suite. Que suis-je censé faire? Qu'est-ce qui me manque? Qu'est-ce qui me manque? Et un placard. Ah, j'aime pas quand je trouve pas. Casse le rythme, c'est pas cool. Ah, fallait le trouver.
A hidden door.
It's a secret passage. This could explain how the door was locked from the inside. A photocopy of the floor plans. Somebody's been researching the secret ins and outs of Thornbridge Manor. I believe you've done a thorough search of the crime scene, 47. Maybe it's time to see the butler. I'm curious about the information he's prepared for you.
Ok, alors on va retourner voir le Gugu. Où est-ce qu'il est cet imbécile? Alors, faut descendre. Descendre, c'est par où? Ça va être par là. Peut-être que je fasse une sauvegarde dans pas longtemps. Un petit moment là, c'est pas... Hop, on va sauvegarder ça ici. Et comme ça, on va être pas mal.
Mr. Fernsby, I'm done with the crime scene.
Did you establish a time of death?
Zachary died around 10 o'clock last night.
Well, that means the staff were off duty. And Madame Carlyle and her security didn't arrive until this morning. That leaves Madame's family and myself as the only persons here when he died. And before you ask, no, I do not have an alibi. I was alone in my office at the time of death. Here's the material that I prepared for you. It's a list of the possible suspects and their quarters. Hopefully that will help you keep track of your findings. Please come and see me when you've solved the case, and I will take you to Madame Carlyle.
Tout ce merdier pour un assassinat, quoi.
This is very useful information, 47.
Alors.
So how does one solve a murder mystery, 47? Motive, means, and opportunity, I believe. May I suggest you ask the suspects for alibis? Or perhaps do you prefer searching the manor for clues first?
Gregory Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Oh, you're wondering about my alibi, Mr. Detective. Well, I left Thornbridge around 8:30 for a pint with Edward. I wish I hadn't. Quiz night at the inn. On the other hand, staying here with Zachary, my obnoxious sister, and the wife sporting another one of her headaches would have been a fate worse than death. The short of it, Zachary was very much alive when we left. I stayed for the last shout, and I was back here just before midnight. Is that all? Not very thorough, are you?
Emmer Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Surely I'm not a suspect.
I need to account for everyone.
Well, I spent the evening with my family, but I got an awful migraine and had to take to bed. Everyone can attest to that. I believe I went up when the boys sat down for a drink around 8 o'clock. Anything else you want to know?
How did you feel about Zachary?
I might as well be honest. His presence was always awkward. But how do you have a meaningful conversation with a man who only cares about plants? In my opinion, Alexa bears some responsibility for how this ended. She supported his self-limiting behavior by letting him live here. Is that all?
Have you noticed anything else out of the ordinary?
Nothing special comes to mind. Except, perhaps, I did get a feeling that Zachary was depressed, not just sad. I suppose he realized that he had no one with Alexa gone. Even Alexa must feel the pangs of guilt over that one, letting him believe she was dead. Then again, guilt isn't her strong suit.
Tell me about Zachary.
Zach? Huh. Such a sad old sod. A bit heavy on the bottle, but who could blame him? Only company he had was his rare plants and mother, who travels more than she stays here. Honestly, I can't say which is the bigger bore. He's better off dead. Anything else you want to pry from my intricate...
Anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nothing really. I'm just enjoying the show. Our perfect mother obviously fucked up, didn't she? Faking her own death. You know, she's explained nothing to us. I think she's scared to own up to her own mistake.
Wow, où tu vas, toi? Viens ici.
Rebecca Carlyle, can you tell me about yesterday evening?
We don't really see much of each other, my brothers and I. I suppose it takes our mother's funeral to bring us together, and even then,
Hi,
it's not like
sir.
we sit on each other's laps. Now, let's see. Patrick, Gregory's son, disappeared straight after dinner. You know, I think he might be in some sort of trouble. Edward wanted to go as well, but Gregory convinced him to stay for a few drinks before they went off for a pint at the local at 9:15. I swear Gregory enjoys Edward's discomfort over staying here. I had a conference call with my New York office at 9, so I spent 3 hours on my laptop in my room and went straight to bed afterwards. I don't know about Emma. She did act a bit strange. You know, I bet she was making lists for changes needing to be done once she gets her hands on Thornbridge Manor. Quite the shock she had when Mother arrived during breakfast. Is there anything else you want to ask me?
Tell me about Zachary. Did he act strange last night?
You know, now you mention it, he was a lot more chatty than usual. He wanted to know about my connections in the publishing business. Apparently, a friend of his is writing a book, which strikes me as very peculiar. I didn't think he had any friends. Is that everything, Mr. Whitmer?
Anything else you feel like mentioning?
I may be wrong, but I saw Mr. Fernsby, the butler, leave Zachary's room early this afternoon. And he seemed a bit startled when he saw me in the hallway. It's probably nothing. Oh, and one more thing. Please be kind to Edward. He can only take so much. Is there anything else you want to ask me?
Gregory, don't say more.
Alors, ouais, on voit.
We're detective, then you need to.
I was just having a laugh, dear. Must admit, he's pretty good.
What if he believed we had something to do with Zachary's death?
Oh, please.
He's circling us. I don't see him snooping around your sister. I bet Alexa said something.
If I could be bothered, I'd be worried about your mental health, Emma. But sorry, I'm having too much fun enjoying the circus.
Alors, voyons voir par ici. Pas grand monde.
You look tanned. I bet Mother spent the last week at her Cyprus estate. Am I right?
I'm not at liberty to say, ma'am.
Oh, come on. I need to know what's going on. This affects me too, you know.
Fitzpatrick token to Madame Carlyle's daughter.
Rebecca? Yes. She's insistent, that one. She kept asking all kinds of questions. Who had the other one? Why I gave it to her, that sort of thing. You did make sure she didn't see you give the other one to the butler?
Oh, of course.
Pacing, for God's sake, Emma.
But why don't we get any kind of explanation? It's bloody rude, that's what it is.
Making us come here to play funeral and then show up like nothing.
Sauf qu'il va falloir que je désigne un suspect, quoi.
Can I do anything for you?
Yes, actually. Could you speed up time so I don't die from boredom? I fear I may not survive an entire weekend in this shithole.
Perhaps a brisk walk in the garden would do you good.
I said speed up time, not my passing. Now just go away, will you?
Of course, sir. I'll come back later.
How very kind of you, dear Mr. Fernsby. I hope to see you soon. Creepy old git.
Patrick Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Shit, it's that sneaky butler, isn't it? He ratted me out. Elaine, give us some privacy, would you? Don't tell Mother, okay? She's really tense these days, and the last thing I need is more hassle. I took that pretty blonde, Rosie, for an evening stroll. I mean, how the fuck am I expected to cope for an entire weekend in this shithole? I'm bored out of my mind. So, is that it?
What did you think of Zachary?
Creepy as hell. No ambition. Imagine deciding to live in a museum. You know, Father says Zachary and Alexei used to be two of a kind. He had a great future ahead of him. Then suddenly, he just gave up everything. What an idiot. Thank God Daddy chose looks and brains over pedigree when he married Mummy. I don't have to worry about the inbreeding so customary in these circles. If that's all, I think I'll get back.
Did you see anything suspicious last night?
No. I reckon Zachary topped himself. I know I would have. Or perhaps Mr. Fernsby. I don't like him. He could have done it.
Donc c'est bien, j'ai les serveurs Hitman qui me pètent à la gueule en plus en même temps. Les sorties de jeux Day One. Toujours un moment incroyable. Un moment exceptionnel, il y a des trucs qui marchent pas, il y a des serveurs qui se déconnectent. Là j'ai voulu faire une sauvegarde, tu sais pas pourquoi ça prend 2 semaines. Ah là 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 là. Et je peux rien faire. Je peux rien faire, je suis condamné à attendre. Bon bah sinon on va passer sur le mode hors ligne, hein. De toute façon la progression sera pas sauvegardée donc... Ouais bah je veux bien être connecté à tes serveurs mon grand mais... Là par contre ça va pas tarder à me gonfler, là. Je peux jouer au jeu que j'ai payé s'il vous plaît? C'est quoi, je vais pas l'écraser, ça a l'air d'être la merde. Voilà. On va rester comme ça, ce sera très bien. Alors. Après cette petite interruption... C'est chiant les interruptions. Alors là j'étais là. Ok. Voyons.
I should probably...
Yeah. Sorry.
Ou alors je suis censé pouvoir accuser qui là?
That is the door to Rebecca's room.
D'accord. Alors, est-ce que je me fais repérer si je vais par là? J'espère bien que non. Donc allons dans la chambre de la fameuse Rebecca. Et voyons ce qu'on peut y trouver. Non, c'est pas ça que je voulais faire. Allez.
I can see from the log that Rebecca was in a conference call from 9 p.m. to midnight last night.
Donc elle dit la vérité, logiquement. Alibi confirmé. Donc il m'en reste beaucoup trop. Beaucoup trop. Je pense pouvoir accéder à la chambre de mes victimes après, mais c'est pas l'idéal pour le moment. Alors, on va voir ce qui se passe là si je monte.
This area is a restricted area and I can't let you in.
Ok. je peux pas jouer au détective là-haut. Donc je vais passer plutôt par ici.
Can't you just relax for a minute?
And that solicitor upstairs. Why do you think he's here?
I think solicitors are Mother's favorite kind of people. Can't remember ever having a family.
D'accord, ça c'est verrouillé.
I think he's here to cut us.
That door leads to Emma and Gregory's room.
Ouais, très bien. On explore un petit peu tout, hein. On va essayer de confirmer les alibis, tout ça. On va peut-être le trouver, le suspect. Ce serait cool. Ah, évidemment, j'ai pas pris le bon chemin. Alors... Non, en fait, il faut continuer. Sauf que la fenêtre n'est pas ouverte. Ce qui est une grosse blague. Pourquoi ils ont toujours un kiff pour m'envoyer en hauteur? Putain, les gars, j'ai le vertige. C'est pas gentil. Tu me diras pourquoi moi, comme un gros débile, je regarde en bas à chaque fois aussi. Alors... Fort bien.
Now this is interesting for... A letter from Emma's mother stating that Emma is the illegitimate child of Alexa's late older brother, Montgomery. And listen to this. She claims to have witnessed Alexa and Zachary murder him. The plot thickens.
Ouais, le mystère s'épaissit, c'est cool, mais... Mais pour le moment, je m'en fous, quoi. Donc on a des renseignements. Est-ce qu'il y a autre chose que je peux récupérer ici?
Sorry, but I think I... Right.
Yeah, what you said.
Donc là, il n'y a rien. Là, il n'y a pas grand monde.
Did you want to check on that undertaker in charge of the funeral? I got word he's upset with Madame Carlyle.
I did, sir. It all checked out.
Ouais, donc là je suis déjà passé, c'est clairement le bordel.